Welcome back to the GSL Code S. We've already seen TY advance in first place, and now we're in that losers match, Valdez. It's going to be Bomber going up against YongHwa.
And what an interesting match. We saw, at least YongHwa play against one Terran. He played very, very safe. Typical YongHwa. He went for a weird tease in the last game on King Stage Home Station, went for a DT rush, did some damage, but took some damage of his own. But Bomber, we haven't seen much of him today, at least, against Protoss. This is his first match, and like we were talking about a little bit before, he loves those SCV pulls. Yeah. Loves to be aggressive and just go for it against Protoss and just kill them, especially if they play safe or if they play greedy.
Yeah, it's a very good point. So are you going with Bomber for this?
Yeah, I'd go with Bomber, actually.
Okay. I would, looking at their styles and stuff, and the way they play, I have to agree with you. I would lean towards Bomber, but Bomber's weird way of playing that he sometimes plays in. Sometimes a very safe player like YongHwa is a good counter to that occasionally. So, I definitely could see YongHwa taking it. But I'll lean towards Bomber, I guess.
I'll lean towards Bomber as well. The first map is going to be Overgrowth.
Yeah, I think King Sejong and Merry-Go-Round.
Yep.
The three! Can't get rid of them.
The chosen ones.
All right, guys, here we go. Loser smash.
Down here in the bottom left in the red, the Terran player for this match, it is
Bomber.
And in the top right, our Protoss player.
MVP YongHwa.
Well,
on this map, we saw Dream do a bit of a earlier SCV pull, and it didn't quite work out. YongHwa was able to just barely hold. But then again, the builds were kind of varied because YongHwa, in the second game, he played a bit more greedy with the upgrades. He didn't quite have as many units. He also made Dark Templars, so he was definitely down on units in the second game.
Yeah.
Whereas Dream had a very early CC, third CC, I should say.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of SCVs fast, and he had just a lot of mining. And from there, he was just able to get up a really, really strong force. Stopped at 49 SCVs, went for the push. YongHwa just doing too many things. He had only like 3, maybe 4 Colossi. It just wasn't enough. Dream just had like the right composition at that moment in time. Bomber was definitely watching those games, by the way.
Oh, no doubt. He was taking notes. He had actually, in fact, already lost the first match. So that's really important at that point for him to really know YongHwa's range for today, or his supposed range based on the first series. So we actually have Bomber already showing like the way that he's a little bit different from other Terrans. Just going for one barracks expansion, no gas or anything. Not something that we see too often. Used to be the bread and butter of the matchup, but nowadays you normally see like a Reaper. Something like that.
I mean, Reaper's really good for getting that scout, a bit later on in the game, especially Overgrowth that doesn't have that many locations to proxy stuff. It's easy to scout the entire map with the Reaper. That's an interesting cardstone card there.
Yeah, that Skillstone card, 10 mana for an 8/8 that wins the GSL is the Battle Cry.
That's quite nice.
Yeah, well,
it's kind of expensive.
I feel like there's a Mana Wraith in play because we're never going to see Bomber win the GSL Code S. I guess you just can't count.
We're never going to see that card be played.
You better be playing Druid with an Innervate if you want to play that card, guys, because not going to happen. Well,
now he's going to win GSL. Thanks to Artosis.
Yeah.
Good job. Artosis' curse is alive and well.
It doesn't matter how powerful the curse is. Bomber ain't winning GSL Code S, guys. I love Bomber to death, but it's not going to happen.
Unfortunately. Do see a pretty interesting style coming out of Bomber. After the racks, or rather the CC goes down, he just goes straight into 3 racks. He's going to get a lot of units pretty fast. No teching.
Once again, Bomber's kind of own style here. That's super late gases, so maybe we'll see some Marine pressure coming out of him at some point here. On YongHwa's side, exactly like even the same building placement.
Yeah, that's so true.
I love it. I love it. It actually, like, back in StarCraft 1, I'm sure people know about him. Tyler, like Liquid Tyler, used to be on Liquid Noni, whatever you want to call the guy, was one of the best StarCraft 1 players for non-Koreans for sure. And like he was kind of like YongHwa in this regard, where his buildings would always even be in the same place. Like pretty predictable, safe play all the time because he was really good at macro and stuff. Buildings always in the same place, and this made me think of it because I always thought like, I wonder if I should just send out one of my first SCVs and just put it where I know he's putting his pylon and see if that throws him off. Can't build his pylon, he freaks out.
It's got to be like 1 pixel to the right. He just leaves the game.
Doesn't even know what to do then. Oh, I'm a robot.
It's like innovation, man. You stop him in the middle of the map, he goes around in like 4 circles and then just goes back home. He's like, I don't know what to do. I guess I just go home from here.
It's like a confused Roomba. Well, we actually see the same type of build we saw from him before here. He's making the Immortal. He's going up 2 more gates. Now, this definitely could be like exactly the same build as before, where he's going to get Blink and then go into Colossus Tech with a Forge.
I would not be surprised. Yeah. Everything up to this moment in time, even the units he made, I believe, is exactly the same.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But the one thing that could be happening, because remember I was talking before about how once upon a time Squirrel was in a group like this.
Back in the day.
He had a bunch of builds that looked the same that weren't. What if he did something different like the DT drop with this? That would be very unexpected, but not in this case because Bomber's not scouting at all. So, you know, there's ups and downs to that, right?
Yeah. Has Bomber even left his base
He doesn't
yet?
even know where YongHwa's base is on this map.
YongHwa could be on the left side. You don't even know.
Yeah.
Could have bugged out.
It could be. Wouldn't that be funny? YongHwa doesn't even ask for a restart. He's like, oh no, this is cool. I'll do this.
3rd Immortal. You know, I was actually wrong in the first game. I said 2 Immortals. There was only 1.
Yes.
This time, there's 3.
Is there 3 or is that the 2nd Immortal?
I believe this is the 3rd.
Okay.
I believe. And
maybe
3
you just
more
have
gates
Immortal
come
double
down.
vision. Yeah, it's definitely an Immortal. If you're making a 3rd Immortal and it's not an Immortal all-in,
3 more sentries, 4 gates to follow this up. This has got to be an Immortal all-in. Yeah, that is the 3rd Immortal. And like you were saying, this looks a little bit like Squirtle.
Yeah,
it was the exact same build up until the moment, until he started making more Immortals and more gates.
It can be a very good way to disarm a group full of Terrans that think they know what you're going to do. But as far as this build goes, Bomber has no intel.
Bomber has no idea?
Yeah, if you don't know this is coming, you die to it, right? It's just like...
Yeah, I'd love to see Bomber's vision right now, actually. See that one Marine moving across the map? He's like, let's see if he has a 3rd base. That is the only scouting that he's going to get done. He doesn't even have the watchtower.
Like, okay, no 3rd base. Well, this is...
Does he have a bunker? I think he has 1.
He has 1 bunker. He has 1 bunker.
He's going to need some more bunkers.
Yeah, he does have his stim, luckily. So, okay, he sees an Immortal rounding out. That should already be enough information. Yep. Bunkers start. All right, he's on to what's going on here. But there's only 1 bunker, and that's a lot of force fields.
That's a ton.
He's going to crush
of
this bunker
fields.
easily.
3 Immortals in the back with all this DPS. He does focus down the 1 bunker that has been built, but he does back off for now. He has that 4th Immortal coming across. He's got 7 gateways now.
Yeah. It's pretty scary stuff. The one thing working in Bomber's favor is the fact that he's made so many units. He got all those barracks early on, so he has more units than I think YongHwa is actually expecting here. So definitely a possibility that Bomber can hold on. But that is a lot of force fields and Immortals. Oh my god, that's scary. If he was a Zerg, he'd already be dead.
13 sentries. We saw YongShik do something similar to a Zerg. He had 12 sentries and just force field to win the game. And here we go, double time warp. And a lot of force fields coming down, cutting that army completely in half.
Well, we actually have some units on the high ground here dealing ridiculous amounts of damage down there. But he does have the Observer to spot that. Kills off that bunker, continues to throw down lots of force fields. He's lost quite a few sentries here. Still has 3 Immortals, but they're starting to go down.
The thing about this is that he's got 7 gateways. He has so much production behind this. He's killed a lot of the army of the Terran.
God. Still 3 Immortals left alive.
He killed like the shields on the Immortals, but not the actual health.
Yeah.
He's already lost 19 SCVs. YongHwa just backing up for another round of warp-ins here.
Well, this is not looking good right now for Bomber. He is really starting to break through here.
Force field that ramp, kill the units, kill the CC, win the game.
Yeah, well, he does have another brand new sentry in here, so definitely is a possibility. Going to continue to attack forward here. I think he wants to lift off on this command center so he has better room to micro. Doesn't want to go through little chokes. All right, does force the lift off here.
And it even goes down. Ooh. This is too much stuff. GG. YongHwa.
Well, I mean, if you don't scout that coming, how do you ever stop it? He scouted at the very last second, never got a second bunker up.
It was too late. By the time he got a second bunker up, the first one died, and he never even made a third one.
Yeah.
He just too much out of YongHwa. If you're not going to scout that, you are going to die.
Well, both Bomber and Dream should be more scared right now of YongHwa than they were before, because now he's showing a wide range of play. Before he was playing very safe against Dream. Here, he's done a build that looked exactly the same into an all-in, and that is a scary Protoss to be going up against right now.
It's such an interesting way to play a group like this at GSL, where you got to go into your first match and then either winners or losers, and then maybe the final match. You have a huge wide range, like you're saying, to do just a multitude of builds. People already have an idea in their mind of what kind of player you are.
Yeah.
And if you practice a bunch of different builds and you come in, you can surprise so many people.
Absolutely.
You can kill them all just based on your preparation, not even on your skill.
And unless you're, well, the skill thing,
it's a different type of skill, I guess.
If you're a lot better than your opponents, maybe you can do the same thing every game and win, but he might have to play up to 9 PVTs against players that are all about his level, maybe higher, maybe lower, but very close. So I think it's really good that he's mixed it up here. I think if he hadn't, he'd be in a lot of trouble because, that's too predictable.
Yeah. If he played safe in that game, maybe he loses it.
Maybe, yeah.
Going into King Sejong Station for set number 2. Bomber, I predicted him to win, but no scouting, just sitting back. It's not the way that you usually win a TvP.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. Well, Bomber marches to the beat of a different drum, so his own drum, in fact. We'll see if he can do it this game. Number 2.